Hey, Diane. Thanks for joining. You're here already. You're here before I'm even set up. I'm trying this a different way, and I don't think this is working for me. Let me move some things around here. Well, that's not working. Guess I'm going to have to do it this way. Hey, Scott. And Bree, how are you? Not even sure if I'm on camera. Hey, JR. I'm pulling out my phone here, seeing what it looks like, because I can't tell. I am on camera? Okay. Terry, Heather, how are you? Judy? Uh-oh. I mean, uh-oh, I'm having trouble keeping up with the chat already. Hey, Annette. Hey, Craig. Amy. Van Glow, how's it going? Nice to see you too. Hey, Mike. I'm doing good, Lena. Hey, Lily. I'm going to set my phone up here. Because for some reason, I use my iPad for this, and for some reason the chat doesn't stay up. I can't keep the chat on the screen. I don't know why. Hey, Ralph. I'm not sure where I am, Ralph. Really don't know where I am. All right. I'm glad I've inspired you a bit, Terry. I'm being silly, Ralph, but I do live updates for anybody that is following me on Patreon or YouTube memberships. But everybody else, you just have to wait for my next vlog to know where I am. And I'm trying to get to be about 4 weeks out, but lately I've been about 3 weeks out. So everything is always happening. You know, I've got a little distance between where I am and where the vlogs show that I am. That's on purpose, of course. Can you hear me here? I have to use this mic, and it's been troublesome lately. Why is my screen so small? Oh, that's because I started this on vertically because I was hoping that I would have a little easier time reading the chat with it vertical, but it hasn't helped. So I went back to, actually I need to, that's funny, it's staying vertical. I tried to flip it over to get it to be not vertical, but it's locked into the vertical position. And how long before somebody tells me to clean the screen up above me? I try to angle it down here so it's not quite noticeable. Water's been a little hard to come by lately, so I've been drinking a lot of water, but cleaning stuff has been another issue. Hey, Van Helsing, how's it going, man? Hey, Trina. Well, thank you, Trina. I'm actually quite boring and quite normal, but it's a nice boost for you to tell me that. A lot of people tonight. I was thinking I could sneak this in and just have a few people show up, but there's a lot of you out there. Hey, totally left field. I keep I keep joking with totally left field about hockey stuff. I don't even know if you're a hockey fan, but it is playoff time, so I have hockey on the brain. I have not been interested in hockey the last several years, maybe the last 10 years or so. And then I finally, hey, Sela, I finally, Craig, um, I don't know, for some reason this year I've been watching, I don't watch the games, but you can get live updates on YouTube. And since YouTube is my only source of entertainment, I've been watching them at night, which has been kind of cool, getting to see some hockey lately. Oh, thank you, Van Helsing. I will do just that. I will get some coffee on you. I found a new coffee company that I haven't tried before. I'm always trying new stuff. So I'll go and buy another bag because I've been enjoying it. I'm actually drinking it now. I'm not at liberty to say what it is at the moment, but I bought two bags from them and I just blew through the first bag. That first bag was gone in a matter of moments. It's still been chilly, you know, way up north here. So it's just been so chilly. I've been drinking a lot of coffee, drinking a lot of water too, but drinking a ton of coffee just to stay warmer. My feet have been cold. You know, it's been, I don't mean to complain about that. I know that somebody asked me about, am I dealing with heat? And I was like, no, like I'm in the Pacific Northwest. You know, this is, even though not everybody agrees with me that Northern California is part of the Pacific Northwest, but, um, you know, it's been cold up here. You know, there's not been any kind of heat whatsoever. Hey, Gypsy. Or you're watching one of my old ones? Thanks, Terry. It's nice. It's nice when you guys do that for me. I leave the old ones up as much as I can. I did have to take two of them down. I took one of them down just because it was out of date, and then I took another one down because I have the same video on my other channel. Yes, I have another channel. I think I talked about that on the last live. Um, so it's better on the other channel, so I just took it off of this one. There's probably a couple more I need to do with that, but um, it is nice when people watch them because if you watch the ads, which I'm not supposed to say that, but if you watch the ads, then I make a penny. So I try to leave all the videos up. My other channels, it's mostly water sounds, a lot of water sounds. I need to get back to doing them. I've just been swamped doing other things, and I have not been getting back to doing them. There is a link to the other channel in the description of every video lately. So if you look at any of the recent videos, you'll see in the description box, you'll see a link to it. I think it's all the way at the bottom of the description box, but Static ASMR, I called it. And it's just been sitting there and I've not been doing anything with it lately, but I want to get back to it. Weather has not been quite cooperative. It's been so cold that when I'm outside, I'm just moving. I'm walking as fast as I can just to stay warm. Uh, I don't really want to set up and stand in one spot and work on video. So you are a Habs fan, then? Okay. I know I'm reading the chat late. I'm sorry. Um, you are a Habs fan. I was wondering. I mean, I guess if you're from Montreal or have lived in Montreal, you probably have to be a Habs fan. It's the law, right? And Habs, for those of you that don't know, Habs is a term for the Montreal Canadiens, which is the National Hockey League team in Montreal, and they've been around for so long. You either really like them or you really don't. But hey, Shimei, nice to see you. How you doing, Shimei? I hope you're doing well. Ravens and teddy bears. Yeah, Mike. The other channel is called Static ASMR, and I don't know if it'll show up if you search for it. So I put links to it in the description box of all my newer videos. It's in the description of my channel page too. If you go to my channel page and go to the description of the channel, I need to clean that up too. It's a little messy in there, but it's in there too. You can find a link to it and go there directly. But they are ASMR videos, and not everybody is so pleased with ASMR. I found that it's a funny thing that Terry, it's okay. You know, I'm not actually supposed to say that out loud, Terry, but yeah, that is the truth. Uh, you know, it's all about ads here on this platform. And we're not really supposed to say it, but every once in a while I do say it. Mike, aren't you near Toronto? Would that be your local team there, Mike? The Leafs? I actually was rooting for the Leafs this year, but oh well. They have a bunch of players I like, you know. Some of the older players that I can't believe are still playing. When I see them still around, you know, I got to root for them. We're not going to talk about that, JR. Oh, thank you, Bishop. That's nice of you. Hey, Angela. Nice to see you. I'm not going to be on too long, I don't think, tonight. Oh, you've been a long time Habs fan. I started watching hockey back when Patrick Roy was playing. Patrick Roy? I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but um, yeah, so I'm not an old time fan. I'm kind of a newer fan. Although I guess that's been a while now. Guy Lafleur was one of the best, wasn't he? A buddy of mine actually met him. Hey, Elf. How's it going, man? Yeah, this mic. I'd love to get rid of this mic and get a different one, but I have it. It works. So I keep using it. Although I think it's got a little problem. I have to use this. Excuse me. Actually, let me do this. It has a mute button. I just forget because I don't really use this mic very often. Um, it has a little issue where it doesn't pick up any sound unless the gain is turned all the way up. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's a little concerning, but it still works. So I'm happy about that. Hey, Karen. Tacos tonight? No, probably will be making a burrito. Kind of stuck on burritos lately. I need to make some tortillas one of these days. Flour tortillas one of these days. And now I'm having trouble reading here. Everybody has so much to say, and I can only read so fast. Yeah, Norway. I used to use Oatly. I used it for quite a while. Um, hey, Patricia, Trinidad. Wow. Um, I used to use Oatly for quite a while. I started with the barista one first, and then I switched to the full fat milk, just the regular milk, because it was like the cheapest way to add cream to my coffee. But now I'm back to real cow now. I normally use whipping cream now. Every once in a while I'll use half and half, but I normally use whipping cream. I like it better. I just like the taste of it better. It seems to agree with me better too. I was having some issues with the Oatly, so I see it around a lot more. It seems like it's getting to be more and more popular, so it's everywhere now. But I'm liking the whipping cream. The van's doing okay. The van's doing okay. It's got some issues, but every vehicle does, right? Moon energies. I'm not quite sure what that means, Karen. Um, yeah, you definitely got to go get that cave, Kelly, dreaming. It's the amount of sand that's on the beach now there is just incredible. Uh, so it's a little harder to get to those caves, but they're still there. I think there's some new ones too. There's been a lot of change along there. I don't know if it had something to do with the earthquake, that big earthquake, or what, but or maybe it's just a yearly thing. I'm not really sure. I'm not a fan of Keurig coffee makers. I make single cup coffee all the time, but I use an AeroPress. I didn't actually clean mine out, but it's an AeroPress here. These things are really great for single cup coffee. You can make a couple of cups in them too, but which I do often. I put double the amount of coffee in the AeroPress and then make 2 cups out of it. You're basically making like a cafe americano that way. Um, but yeah, I'm not so big on the Keurigs. I don't really like anything about them. I've really been going more to lighter roast coffees, and that really means you've got to find smaller companies that do kind of specialty coffee. Kind of the difference, like with beer, you get your regular beer that Miller that everybody drinks or whatever, Coors, but then you've got all these microbrews now. Um, I guess that's been a while since that's happened. I haven't had a beer in quite a long time. I don't drink anymore, but you kind of get the analogy there that there's kind of this new wave of coffee going around, and I'm all about the new wave of coffee. And freshness is key, I think. So I like buying coffee that is whole beans, and I grind them myself. So uh, I had a Keurig for a while. I actually used to fill the little reusable thing in the Keurig, and that just got to be too tedious. So I just don't do that anymore. And I really don't have room for a Keurig anymore either, or a way to power it. So the AeroPress actually works better for me. Almond coconut in your coffee? Yeah. Not crazy about almond milk because it splits when it gets hot. But yeah, if you mix it with coconut milk, the coconut kind of holds it together. But I really like coconut. I just don't like coconut in my coffee because then you can only really taste coconut. You can't taste the coffee. Not my favorite thing. I am, Graham, I am not drinking Mexican coffee today, unfortunately. I am drinking, it's sitting over there, Colombian coffee. Um, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty good. But I'm able to go get another bag tomorrow or the next day. Hey, Shonda from Florida. How's it going? No, Terry, I am not interested in a larger van. I like minivans. I don't see the point in having a bigger van. What does it do for me? You know, gas is more expensive, tires are more expensive, oil changes are more expensive. It just doesn't, I don't see an upside to a bigger van. Minivans are the way to go. I don't know if I'd want another Ram, Dodge, or Chrysler van, but I do, this van's been great. Used pea protein milk, huh, Van Glow? Huh. I I am one of the many people that don't digest pea protein very well, well at all actually. So I kind of stay away from that. I've never had Kirkland Colombian coffee. In fact, it's been a while since I've had Costco coffee in general. Although I used to buy back years ago, I had a Costco card for a while because my eye doctor was in Costco, and so I had a Costco card just because it made it easier to get in there. Then when I realized I really didn't need the Costco card, and I just stopped with the Costco membership, but I still kept going to the eye doctor because they will let you in if you're just going to the doctor. But yeah, I used to buy a coffee. I don't know if it's available at all of the Costco's around the country, but it is San Francisco Bay coffee. I think they changed the name slightly so it says SF Bay on the bag now. But that's some really good stuff. Although it's very dark roast coffee. Like their what they call light roast is like a light dark roast. Um, so if you like dark roast coffees, San Francisco Bay coffee is like really good stuff. And I used to like dark roast coffee. I used to drink dark roast coffee exclusively. I didn't want anything else. But yeah, I haven't had that San Francisco Bay coffee in a while. I've had an urge to try it lately, but like I said, it's a little dark roast for me nowadays. Graham, I'd be interested in a hybrid, but the computer stuff kind of scares me with them. I don't know. Maybe a Toyota would be a good thing because at least you they make good quality stuff. Maybe you wouldn't have to worry about too many issues, but yeah, the more complicated cars get, the more nervous I get about them. Hey, Mike, thanks for stopping in, and I will do my best to have a good weekend. You too. Somebody's drinking Folgers. That's okay. Drink what you like, right? Drink what you like. Hey, Eric, all the way from France. All right. I hope to get to the East Coast at some point in time. I am I am a West Coast kind of guy, and I've got a few hundred pin drops on my Google Maps of places that I want to visit. I was just looking at those earlier today and just thinking like, should I go now and see some of these places? Um, I've got hundreds just in California. I've got not a lot in Oregon, but I've got quite a few in Oregon, all over the state, and then of course all over Washington too. So got a whole lot to see on the West Coast here that I'm itching to get to see firsthand. But hopefully someday, I've got friends in the East Coast, so hopefully one day. Are the Sienna hybrids dependable? Yeah, they look good, but they also look expensive. That's a good track record there, Terry. Yeah. I've always stayed away from Toyotas because I was afraid of parts and maintenance and stuff. But you know, you can't argue with the fact that they make a very good quality vehicle. You made my chili tonight, Celine. That makes me a little happy and a little chuckle. I hope it was good for you. At least I guess you thought it tasted good, so that's all that matters, right? Hey, Gregorio from Warsaw. How you doing, man? Yeah, if you haven't been to Mendocino, you really need to go. It's such a great place. All of Mendocino County too. Of course, on the other side of Mendocino County, you've got more kind of desert like areas too. Um, so you've got it all in Mendocino County. The redwoods. There's some other trees that only grow in Mendocino, which are really cool there. Um, I should do a video. I should do a video on that uh, here because I did one last year where I went and hiked up through that area, but I should do another one. Um, it's just such a great area. There's just a lot going on. It's a big county. Mendocino's a big county, but the whole area is just incredible. Garbage sculptures? Are they are they taking garbage out of the ocean, Karen, and making sculptures out of them? Is that what you're saying? Interesting. I guess that's good. Hey, Elf, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Hello, Gloria from New York. 350,000 miles on your Tacoma? Wow. A Tacoma actually seems like a good vehicle to live out of to me, but it would be tight. Like it would be smaller than this van, and I don't know. That would be tough on me. I'm not really sure how I would do that. Hey, Brenda, Ontario. All right. Oh, Bandon. Okay. I've been to Bandon, but I've never actually stopped for any length of time there. Hey, Robert. Yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo. What do they do with the garbage sculptures once the event is done? I hope they don't tip them back into the ocean. Hmm. You got to Toyota Sienna too, Barbara? Yeah. There's so many of them. What's funny? The Honda's makes a minivan, the Odyssey, and if you talk about that to people, people get really upset and they say, "Oh, they're just garbage." But if you look around, there's a ton of those around everywhere too. Uh, I don't think they're as bad as people like to say they are, but I do think that Toyota Sienna is the minivan to beat for reliability. All-wheel drive, okay. That's a rare car, huh, Scott? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. In Bandon, Elf, yeah. I did stop and make a cup of coffee, I think, in Bandon, but then I just got back on the road. It's always been raining every time. Like it's just a light rain at the moment, but like when I've been on the Oregon coast, it seems like every time it's just been just pouring cats and dogs. Also very windy. Seems like I think I'm just there the wrong time of the year for some reason. Hey there, Sikesa. I probably mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry, but nice of you to drop in. I hope work wasn't too difficult today. And thank you for calling me your favorite. I'm that's always a little odd for me to hear that. Oh, you've got a Honda Odyssey, Owen? Yeah. See, and people always say, "Oh, don't, those are terrible. The transmissions are bad." And it's like, "Well, yeah, they had some bad transmissions, but like look at how many millions of them are out on the road. They're not terrible." Gloria, it's cold and wet. Well, I shouldn't say cold. It's been cool. 40s and 50s where I'm at, and rainy, pretty rainy and overcast. Luckily, even though it's been dark and overcast, I've been doing good on solar. I don't know how, but I've been almost every day. My battery gets topped up, and I'm just shocked at how well my solar has been doing uh, lately. I did have some trouble with that for a while, but yeah, a lot of Toyota fans, right? I did own a Toyota for a little while, but it was a sports car, and it was probably, well, I shouldn't say it was the worst car I ever owned, but it was right up there. It was one of the top three worst cars I ever had. Incredibly unreliable, incredibly expensive to fix. That car was just terrible. I I couldn't stand that car. I finally got rid of it, and then I didn't get anything much better after that. But at least I had the car I traded in on it. At least got me to working back. But yeah, my Toyota experience has not been so great. Hmm. Cool in the South. Interesting. Hey, Bob. Thanks. You should give it a try. If you're thinking about it, you should definitely give it a try. McMenamins, is that part of the whole McMenamins chain of hotels and restaurants? I didn't know they had coffee that they sold. I guess it makes sense that they would. Why wouldn't they? They would have it for the restaurants, right? Interesting. I've only ever been to one McMenamins. Some friends of mine took me to one. I didn't drink anything, but it's an interesting experience. McMenamins is a chain of restaurants that are very, very unique. And I think they started in Oregon, but they have them in Washington now too. Well, for a while now. Oh, hey, Vanda. All right, Coronation. Hello from Pennsylvania. Oh, you've been cool and wait a minute, MA. I used to be able to do that right off in my head. Is that Massachusetts? Yeah, right? New England? Do you consider that New England? I think that is. Yeah, I've seen that they've had snow in the Sierra. I actually I was invited to go out to the Sierra or close to it, um, and I declined. And I think 2 days later they got dumped. This was a while back, but this was several weeks back. But they got dumped in snow just like 2 days later. And I said, like, see, that's why I didn't go over there. Cool and rainy in New Hampshire. Yeah, that's par for the course, though, right? For New England. Amon Jordan. Hey, how's it going? Oh, roastery in Portland. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. Actually, did I have? I think I had a coffee when I was at the McMenamins. I was at the McMenamins in Tacoma. I think they had just opened it, so my friends wanted to take me in there. We did some kind of street fair thing in Tacoma, and then we went over to McMenamins because it was right there. It's an interesting area. Um, it's a strange area. I don't know that area very well, but it's an interesting area there. Hey, Cindy, North Carolina. All right. Would I be able to cook live, Angela? Not without a bunch of very difficult efforts, and nobody would be able to hear me because I really can only. I'm not even sure how this sounds, but I can really only get decent audio with this microphone, and I'd have to keep like moving it around with me. So I don't think I'd be able to cook live. I might, maybe I could figure out a way to set something up. I have been looking at another microphone too that I would be able to use, although I I just don't really want to spend any more money at the moment. But I'm still kind of on the fence just because of cases like this where, well, and like I did the video that I'm going to put up tomorrow, Saturday's video. It's not going to be a vlog tomorrow, but I really needed a different type of mic, but I didn't have it, and so I was kind of stuck with what I could do in the shot. Kind of a strange thing. Make a grilled cheese. I could not make a grilled cheese, Elf. I don't have any bread. I do have tortillas. I could make a quesadilla. I do need to do some more cooking, but yeah. I was in the store the other day and I was thinking of you, Angela, because you wanted me to cook something other than ground ground beef, and I was like looking, but the prices were just ridiculous on steaks. So I almost bought a little one, but then I just decided not to. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be a minimalist in every way, shape, and form. And I when I see just outrageously priced things, I'm just kind of hesitant. But I'm hopefully when I get to some other areas that have kind of more stores that I can shop at, I will have some more options. Right now, my options are not, well, they're slightly limited. Thank you. It doesn't look so bad from a distance, the haircut, but thank you. Oh, thanks, Vonda. I need to get back to doing some coffee chats. Those have been difficult too lately. I've been having a lot of just equipment issues lately. It's been hard getting on top of things. Like I'm all set up to do vlogging, but when I do other types of videos, like, trying to do a live cooking video, that that's a stretch for me. But maybe I can do that. I'd have to be in the right place to do that, but I'll look into that. Chicken pot pie. I haven't made a chicken pot pie. I don't eat chicken. I haven't eaten a piece of chicken in 15 years, and I wish it was longer than that. Yeah, YouTube is hard work. Nobody has any idea, honestly, just how hard it is. It's been extra difficult for me lately. I've been having a very difficult time about the last month or so. It's just been insanely difficult. Anyway, enough belly aching, right? And I'm sorry if I've missed some of your comments. I'm for some reason I can't keep the chat up on my iPad here, so I'm looking over here where I have my phone, and it's not easy doing it this way. Plus, I'm not like looking at you. I'm not talking to you, which is probably annoying, isn't it, for you? Asking a question and then I'm looking over off in the distance. No chicken because I do not digest chicken well at all. It just doesn't agree with me whatsoever. I have a whole lot more I could say on chicken. There was actually a video that popped up. One of the doctors that does videos on YouTube. I'm not going to say his name. You probably know because he probably pops up on your suggested feed too. But he had a video on why you probably shouldn't eat chicken, which I didn't watch, but I kind of laughed. I don't need to watch it because I don't have any desire to eat chicken. Veggie pot pie is fantastic. Yeah, I haven't made one of those in a long time. I could probably do one of those. I was thinking this morning, well, actually, I did not sleep last night at all, like at all. It was probably about 4 in the morning that I was still wide awake, and I was like thinking like, what should I make today? And I was actually thinking at 4 in the morning, I should make a pizza today. But I think I'm going to do a burrito because I've got burrito stuff that I need to get eaten up. Hey, Otter, how's it going? Yeah, I was trying something different with my iPad, hoping that it would change the chat settings, but it didn't work. So and then I tried to flip the iPad over to the horizontal, and YouTube was like, "Nope, this is what you chose, so this is what you got." So this is what we got today, unfortunately. No, I don't eat turkey either. I'll full moon issues. I'm not sure if it had something to do with the full moon. You can't escape the weather in the UK. Yeah. Well, you can get in the boat and head out to Calais or something, right? The weather's better over there. Or even farther. You keep going to Portugal or something. The weather's bound to be good there. I don't have an issue with duck, but other birds, no, I don't. Not that I eat duck, but I pretty much don't eat birds. Well, I'm glad you're doing well, Otter. You probably have the same weather that I do where you're at. I've been checking the weather on places, looking like, where should I go next? It kind of seems like it's still winter almost. I mean, I'm a Southern Californian. I've lived in Southern California for most of my life. So anything other than, 70 or 80 degrees feels like winter to me. Quite spoiled, aren't I? I am. I'm way up north, Angela. Oh, hey, Kenny. How's it going, man? You vote for pizza? Yeah, I'd like a pizza too. Oh, hey, Patty. Thunderstorms? Wow, that is unusual, isn't it? I miss a good thunderstorm. Oh, can you actually hear this, Alicia? That's cool. This mic does pick up a lot. You're probably hearing traffic and people walking by too, but I'm glad you hear the rain sound. That's awesome. I miss thunderstorms. Growing up in Southern California, we had major thunderstorms. When it would rain, you would see lightning and hear thunder from far off. And of course, you can see for miles and miles because it's just flat forever. So you could see the lightning and thunder way off in the distance. And I miss that. I really miss that. All the years when I was working around close to Seattle, we'll just call it Seattle. When I was working in Seattle, that's kind of a lie, but I'm just saying, calling it Seattle because it's easier that way. But that was one of the things I missed. It rained often, not as much as people think it does in Seattle, but it rained often. But like they never have thunder and lightning storms. I mean, almost never. Hey, Atlanta, Georgia. Nice to see you. Well, that's warmer than I expected, Kenny. 15C. Although I can't quite work that out in my head exactly what that is, but I would have thought it'd be a little cooler there because you're a lot farther north than I am. Hey, Tara. Australia. Wow, cool. A tornado in LA? I haven't been watching the news. I should check in and see. That's crazy. Hmm. Interesting. Oh yeah, Central California would be good for thunderstorms, wouldn't it? That's another great place. I should have stayed there longer. I kind of moved through Central California a little quicker than I should have this year. Algeria. It's crazy how many places that YouTube reaches, and I'm kind of narrow-minded in my thought process. I only really think about west coast of North America. It's a big world out there. I think I heard I think I heard something about uh, the other one, Elf, but yeah, I didn't hear that there was another one. Nuts. Oh, is it cool right down at night, Kenny? Yeah. It's a nice thing about this time of year. Oh, interesting. Yeah, why are they doing a coronation when it's kind of known wet weather season? I guess that's not really up to them, though, is it? It's got to get done at some point, I guess. I know very little about all of that stuff. You're warm up in Nehalem, really? Huh. Isn't that on the coast? Hmm. Interesting. I'm drinking a few different kinds of coffee at the moment. Right now, I've got a small company's Colombian coffee. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite coffee I've ever had, but really good stuff. Hey, Sonny. Thank you. I hope you have a nice weekend too. Oh, you notice my Victron here? Yeah, this was the best thing. I never did tell the whole story about why I ended up with this Victron. It was kind of a There was kind of a tumultuous time that I had some trouble with my old controller, which was made by Renogy. Well, it wasn't made by Renogy. It was a Renogy. Renogy doesn't make anything other than solar panels, and I've had 3 Renogy controllers, and I've had trouble with 2 of them. So not a good track record with me with Renogy. So I wound up with this. Someday I'll tell the story about how I got this. It was a very nice person helped me out with this, and it's been the best controller, absolute best controller ever. Oh, 59. Thank you, Kenny. That's okay. It's actually cooler where I am at the moment, but I had to have my jacket on all day today. Plus, it's been rainy off and on all day today, too. Hey there, over coffee. JJ, you're making homemade tacos. All right. Excellent. I'd pass on the margarita personally, but I know that they're popular. But that's just because I don't drink anymore. Hey, Lisa. No, I don't drink at all, Vanda. I used to enjoy a beer now and then, uh, but I just stopped drinking altogether. Actually, there was a there was a there was a British beer that I really liked, and then there was a Scottish beer that I really liked. Well, an ale, Scottish ale, I really liked, and I would get them in California. We have a restaurant called the Yard House, and they have a bunch of beers on tap. I don't remember how many. It's been so many years since I've actually been in one of those restaurants, but I used to get them there. And one day I went in and I ordered my favorite, and the bartender took a turn and came back and told me, "Oh, we don't have that anymore." And so I ordered my second favorite, which was the Scottish ale, and she did the other turn and came back and said, "We don't have that anymore either." And that was about the last time I ever drank a beer. I don't think I've really drank after that. I just thought, well, if I can't get my favorite beer anymore, then what's the point? Oh, hey, Lisa. Oh, you just got your van. Excellent. Yeah, I'd like to escape some cold and rain too, but I probably shouldn't complain about that because I did run right up to Northern California. I should have stayed in Southern California a little longer, but oh well. My family and friends when I was in Southern California were like, "Why are you leaving right now? Why don't you stick around for a while?" And I'm like, "Ah, I want to get going." I think it was the right decision, but like it's been cold. Like my feet have been cold, my toes have been cold. Laura, how's it going? Nice to see ya. I didn't expect to see you here. I hope you're doing well. And I hope your family is well. Everybody else. Williams Travels, I'm not exactly sure what that would be exactly. Probably probably at the low end, 90 watts. On warmer days, it's going to be maybe 130 or so. Maybe even a little higher in really hot weather. It fluctuates quite a bit depending on outside air temperature. And I sit with my door open a lot. Like I'd have my door open right now, but it would be too noisy. But if the sun is shining and the sun's hitting the side of the fridge, uh, I notice it uses a lot more power too. But yeah, probably at least 90. I keep the fridge very, very cold, almost at freezer level, and then I have the small freezer part of it running too, so it consumes quite a bit of power that way. And yes, I am part Mexican. Did it feel like winter where you are, Lisa? I wouldn't say it was that cold where I'm at, but no, you want to go to Yard House, Laura? I don't even know if they're still open, are they? Thank you, Laura. It's always nice to hear that you're doing well. I should get in touch with you once in a while, and I know I don't, but you can always text or call me, If you have my number, you can always text or call me anytime. But I never text or call anybody ever. When people get upset with me. I have spent time in Pismo area. I like that area. I like Slow a bit, although when I was there driving north just recently, it was a little different than I remembered it, and I didn't really quite enjoy it so much. But I spent a couple of days there just catching up on work. Um, but yeah, I mean, I quite like California, all of California, except for Southern California. If it's Southern California, I'm just really not so interested in anymore. But then again, I've spent 40 years of my life in Southern California, so maybe that's why. Sake? You drink sake, JR? Wow. I don't think I've ever tried that. Actually, Lisa, I've been doing really good today. Today I was fully charged. I just checked right before I went uh started the live. I checked my there's a Bluetooth thing with these Victrons, and so I can get instant numbers on them. And I was fully charged when I checked that, so that was pretty good. I didn't expect that on a dark and rainy day, but it's it's been surprising how much solar I've been bringing in, and just how well it's been doing. Yeah, I do prefer people don't call me Karen, but then again, I don't answer my phone ever. I will call people back if they call me, but it is kind of nice to have a text instead. Oh, you've got summer weather almost, Kenny. Leslie, I chose this van. I like the size of it a little bit better of the minivans. It was a little bigger than a Ford Transit Connect, which is what I wanted originally. I wanted one of the older Transit Connects that had the little higher roof, uh, but I was having trouble finding a decent one. So I was looking at the newer ones, and they were more expensive than the Rams. and they were a little bit smaller unless I bought the longer wheelbase one, and those were out of my price range. So I guess kind of both. Uh, that I did choose this one, but then again, kind of not really. Um, it's been a decent van, but yeah, I mean, I think not that I'm saying it was a bad decision, but I do think that the Ford Transit Connects hold up a little bit better, in my opinion. But this van has been pretty good for me so far, other than the major engine work that it needs to have done and major transmission work it needs to have done. But it's been actually a really, really good, solid van. Hey, Carolyn, Pennsylvania. All right. You didn't like you didn't like sake, Patty? I don't like any alcohol anymore, so I probably wouldn't enjoy it at all. I'm a little bit of everything, Karen. Hey, Mike from Australia. How's it going? Paula from across the pond. Awesome. Oh, you got a Toyota Sienna. All right. Awesome, Lisa. Hey, Larch. Yeah, Mike, can you make me another cup? I'm about half done with mine. Hmm. Happy full moon, Larch. Thank you. Same to you. I didn't even know it was a full moon, honestly. I haven't been keeping up. I used to have an app on my phone that showed the moon cycles, and then I got rid of it because I was using a weather app that showed the moon cycles, and then now I don't have either one of those apps anymore, so I'm always confused. Thank you, Carolyn. Same to you. Well, nice to see you too. Thank you. Moon and Scorpio. I don't know what that means, Karen. I have no idea. I find all that stuff kind of mildly interesting, but then there's so much there that if I start to look at it, I just decide it's like I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend any more time trying to decipher this stuff and learn this stuff. If I learn something new, then that means something else leaves my brain, and it's probably not a good thing for me to do anymore. Hey, Kenny, thanks for stopping in. Nice to see you. Hope you have a great weekend. Hey, Coach. This Mike. Yeah. Glad you like it. Nope. Nobody tell Coach that I don't like this mic. Hmm. Leslie, I have been to Redwood National Park, but long, long time ago when I was a kid. Um, I don't do a whole lot of national parks. I do have the parks pass, but I don't really do national parks too much. And I think, don't you need a, I think you need a reservation for Redwood National Park, don't you? Well, I guess not all of it. There are some areas that are open, but I would like to get into some of those areas, but the ones that are kind of higher on my list, I need a reservation for, and so I've just not really taken the time to do that. Hey, JJ, tacos for dinner? I wish it's gonna be a burrito. I've only got flour tortillas, so gonna be a burrito. My brain can only hold so much information, Lisa. Yeah, Redwood National Park is awesome. There's actually a lot of just awesome places that you can get to see redwoods all over Northern California. Not just Redwood National Park. So that's a there's just a lot around Northern California. The camping's a little bit expensive in Redwood National Park too, but that's another thing that's kind of kept me from exploring there too much. Oh yeah, Fern Canyon, that's the one that I've wanted to go to, but then you need a reservation, right? Oh, it's new. Okay. I didn't know that that was a new thing. No, you cannot have a taco and a flour tortilla. Wouldn't be a taco then. I don't listen to too much music lately. Um, I have some old music that I have had for years and years, kind of 70s and 80s rock, and some somewhat newer stuff, but I just don't really listen to too much music anymore. I kind of like to just listen to environmental sounds, like listening to rain is much more preferable to me than listening to music or birds chirping or something like that. Water running. I like water sounds a lot. So yeah, I don't listen to a whole lot of music, although I have some music that I run when I'm driving. But it's all kind of old stuff. Well, mostly old stuff. There's some somewhat newer stuff. Um, Lord Huron, maybe, is kind of the newest stuff that I listen to. Yellowbird sauce. I don't know how that came up, but hey, Kim, how's it going? Supertramp. I haven't heard them in a long time. I was more into kind of the more pop music stuff from the 70s and 80s. Although I've been wanting to get like a Pink Floyd album. Um, although I guess I could just stream it off of YouTube. Because I used to have some Pink Floyd, and then I think they were all on cassette tapes, and those are all long gone now. Oh yeah, that's a shame, Lisa. You drink more coffee when you watch my videos? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yellowbird's been a really nice little partnership I've had recently. It's kind of nice, although people aren't buying too much from them anymore, but or at the moment, uh, but yeah, such a good company, which I'm happy to help out and spread the word about them. Pink Floyd is required. I should look into Pink Floyd again. I used to really like them, and then I got tired of them because it was all I listened to for a while. I like old Genesis stuff too, but most people don't like Genesis. So I probably shouldn't bring it up because people are going to rib me from now on. That is a great song. Cassette tapes are cool again. Well, I mean, all of mine got eaten years ago. You know, I would try to keep the little tracks clean, but eventually they would just get eaten up and you know, they're gone. They're all gone now. Although I did repair a lot of tapes for a long time. I'd take them apart and splice them back together again. Most of Yellowbird is pretty spicy, Terry. They have the jalapeno. It's a red jalapeno sauce. That one's their least spicy. But if you don't like spice, yeah, Yellowbird might not be your favorite thing. Yellowbird at Walmart. That's crazy. Is Genesis cool? You like Genesis too? Okay, cool. All right. Oh, Heart. Yeah. Somebody posted something about Heart. I think it was that song that Stevie Nicks wrote about Lindsey Buckingham when they broke up. Now I can't remember the name of it, but you know the song. And I saw it on some social media post, and they were talking about, you know, just the craziness of that song. So of course, I just play it on YouTube because you can find it on YouTube. I was listening to that for a while, and then of course YouTube was suggesting other Heart songs, which is kind of cool. Half the price in a smaller container. This is... So I've got the 9.8 ounce size containers at the moment. This one is ridiculously hot, but I've been eating it a little bit. I have to be careful with this one because it is so hot. But oh my goodness, this one has, I think, my favorite flavor of all of them, but I can barely stand it. Yeah, I think most stores carry this one. They used to have a bigger one that I would see in stores around, but I haven't noticed it lately. Usually when I see the bottles in stores, they're that 9.8 ounce size. Oh, Fleetwood Mac, right. Why was I thinking Heart? See how my brain works? It's troubling, isn't it? It's very troubling. I don't think I've eaten enough either today, so maybe that's why my brain is not firing. Yeah, why? Boy. I'm doing that old person thing where, you know, I'm talking about somebody and I'm saying like, you know, Larry, but of course it's Peter, you know, and I'm talking along and then people don't correct me. I just did the same thing with Fleetwood Mac. Okay. But Heart was coming up. It was one of those because it's all kind of the same genre. So YouTube was suggesting Heart stuff too. So I've been listening to them too. I guess that's where my brain is getting messed up. You're being kind, Karen. Oh, Kate Bush. Oh, yeah, I know that Stranger Things is a TV show. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, Kate Bush has always been cool. I didn't know that she stopped being well known. Like she's the real deal, you know. That's a musician right there, you know, a real musician. Hall & Oates. I'm not crazy about Hall & Oates quite so much. I was sorry to hear about Gordon Lightfoot, though. I wasn't a huge fan of his, but for some reason, that's like childhood memories. So it's kind of hard to just think like, you know, this was like a popular guy when I was a kid, and now he's passed, which is just crazy. You like NXS, Karen? A buddy of mine did, and I was never quite so into NXS. I am not musically inclined at all, Larch. I can hit play on my iPhone, and that's about all I can do. Oh, the police, yeah. Police are awesome. Is that his most popular song, If You Can Read My Mind? No, it isn't. There's the other one, isn't it? The Edmund Fitzgerald or whatever it is. Jim Croce, James Taylor, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, record Edmund Fitzgerald, yeah. Don't talk about stalkers, JR. I wanna talk about stalkers right now. Didn't Jim Croce's widow have a restaurant for a while? I always wanted to go there. But I'm never going back to San Diego ever again, so that's not going to happen. If it's still open, I don't know. The Eagles, I was big into the Eagles for a long time. Seal. Yeah, I don't know. Seal. I think when Seal was getting popular, I was kind of not really listening to music much anymore. I'm kind of out of pop culture anymore. I don't watch TV. I haven't had a TV in, well, at least 7 years. I think 8 or so. But who needs a TV when you've got YouTube? Well, I'm glad to hear you're branching out on your coffee, Terry. Oh yeah, Jackson Browne. I was a huge Jackson Browne fan. Although I guess as a person, he's not such a great person, which is disturbing. But yeah, he was a good songwriter. Still is, I guess. I guess he's still around and making music. I don't really read a lot of books anymore. I just don't have room for books. I tried reading books on my iPad, and I just don't. It's not the same. It's just not the same, you know. I do need to do more reading, but I was never really into the whole Thoreau and that type of stuff either, though. I'm not bright. I'm not very smart, so I think you got to be smart to read that kind of stuff. Whoa, you did it, Rick. All right. Nice to see you. Were you there when I texted you just recently? Wow. You're halfway around the world. Awesome. I'm happy for you, man. I have so many questions. I won't ask you, but I have so many questions. I was just thinking, like, I wonder what you're up to. And then boom, you did it. That's awesome, man. Wow. Ambrosia, that's a band I haven't thought of in a while. Oh yeah. Oh, Steinbeck. I think I had to read something of Steinbeck in school. Again, I think you got to be smarter for that kind of thing. I'm just not that smart. Well, thank you very much. Is the audio good? Thank you, Kim. Is that right? I didn't know David Gilmour was how Kate Bush got her start. That's kind of cool. Oh, maybe that was it, Karen. I didn't like Of Mice and Men at all. But no, there was something else I had to read. I think I've gone through the Steinbeck Museum at one time. Of course, there's probably a few of those, isn't there? I'm really not that bright. Yeah, I don't like audiobooks. I just cannot get into those whatsoever. I like a book. I was very into cookbooks because they were something that not only I could read, but then I could use. And I had a really cool baking cookbook. It was kind of a textbook. I think it was an actual textbook for baking bread. And oh my goodness, it was the that was my favorite book, and that was the hardest book to get rid of. But it was huge, and there was just no way I could keep it here in the van. And I think I gave it to my mom, but I just asked her when I saw them recently, and she said no, I didn't give it to her. So I don't know what happened to that book. It was expensive, really expensive. There used to be a cooking well, how do you say that? There was a bookstore that was all about cookbooks in LA at one time, and we went there, and I buy that there or did I buy it before? I forget, but I would go in there and I would just be like, oh, there's a ton of books that I would like. But yeah, baking books, I would love a bunch of baking books, and I would just love to sit down and read them. But then again, I would like to have an oven so that I could actually use the knowledge that I would get out of those. Oh, is he from NorCal, Karen? Yeah. Yeah, I forget where that was. That was so long ago, too. I was a kid at the time. That was a long, long, long time ago. I've baked bread in the past. Um, Back when I had a house, I actually had two ovens, and one oven was for everything, and I had another oven that was set up as a baking oven, and I would bake pizza and bread in that second oven. It was set up really nice. I had shelves up above for proving, and big. I was buying 25-pound bags of flour at the health food store. Really good flour from some company out of San Francisco. But that's been a long time since I've done that. But I miss baking like sourdough bread, making a starter and getting it going, and I really miss that. Oh, Moosewood. Yeah, Moosewood Cookbook. That was an awesome book. I never had that one. Joy of Cooking. Everybody should have the Joy of Cooking. That's like a book that I think is just like one of the book cookbooks that everybody should have. I don't have one anymore. Last time I was in a bookstore, I was kind of looking at one thinking like, should I just find a space for this because it would be really useful from time to time. But then again, like if I have a question on something, there's YouTube. I can just go look at it, see it, and it's there always. It just works out better for me than trying to find a space for a cookbook in the van. I just don't have that much space anymore. Oh, you had one and misplaced it. Oh no. Well, I mean, you can get another one all the time, right? So they come out with new versions. I don't know what the difference is when they revise them, but they come out with new reversions all the time, and every store has them. Every bookstore has them. Oh, you have both of them. Okay, cool. A book on soups. All right. Hmm. Well, you should bake some bread, Kelly, if you have the chance. Now's the time, because in a few weeks it's going to be warm, and who wants to bake when it's warm? Although I did for a long time. I spent all my money on flour, and there was no extra money for anything. There was no extra money really for flour, um, but my money went so much farther. So I would just buy those big 25-pound bags of flour and then just bake everything myself. That's how I started making pizza from scratch because it was just so much cheaper, and I could eat so much more that way. That's really what I got into baking. Uh, it was really a necessity, and then I figured out that I liked it, and it was like if I had a stressful day, I would have constantly stressful days at work, and so I would just come home and just bake a bunch, and it was just so soothing just to just sit and work some dough, and you know, then you have the proving time where you got to let it sit and do its thing, and you can do something else. Like baking's just the best thing. You learn how to skin a squirrel. That's not good eating, is it? I don't think that's good eating. Mm, uh, I don't know who wrote Joy of Cooking. It wasn't Jeff Smith. That's not a good dude. You should not, you should not support anything about the Frugal Gourmet or Jeff Smith. Bad, 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 bad person. Paul, hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, it's hard to find a good pizza, isn't it? I I I kind of prefer cow meat over squirrel, personally. I like venison too. I bought some bison the other day, and oh, that was really good, really tasty. Although it didn't have much fat in it, so it was a little difficult to cook. My coffee's getting cold. We must have been on here for a long time. 88 minutes. Good lord. I'll take your word for it, Robert. I don't. I'm gonna stick to cow mostly. Well, if squirrel tastes like chicken, then I'm not gonna eat it at all. I have no interest. Oh yeah, they have that good. They have good venison at grocery outlet. Um, the last time I saw it, it had a use by date of the same day that I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, it was on sale. I think it was like $6 for the pack, and I was thinking like, should I just buy it? But I didn't. I passed it up. But that is really good venison. Again, not a lot of fat in that, so it's depending on what you're going to use it in. It's not always the best thing, but it's got a really nice flavor. I can talk about food and coffee, Karen. That's about all I can talk about. And YouTube. Pork. Are you asking if I eat pork? I used to be a very big pork eater, and the last few months I have kind of gravitated away from pork for some reason. I've not stayed away from it fully, but it's just I haven't bought any in quite some time. I I did eat some at Good Life Cafe in Mendocino. They have biscuits and gravy that they do there, and I mentioned that on a vlog. I didn't mention what I ordered there, but I went in and got a half a order. A half a order is huge of their biscuits and gravy, and it does have pork sausage and uncured bacon in there. It's pretty tasty, but as I was eating it, I thought, why did I order pork again? I really just wanted the biscuits. I've been missing biscuits. Coffee refresh time. I will probably have to sign off here and soon. And well, I should probably make a burrito before I drink more coffee. Irma Rombauer, thank you, Darlene. I couldn't remember that, but yeah, Irma Rombauer was the joy of cooking. Hmm. I used to make a lot of pancakes, but not. I haven't. I have not in quite a long time. I made French toast a few months back because I had some old bread that needed to be used up, but that's not something I make very often either. I really only like maple syrup, and I only have a tiny little bit of it left with those things. So if I make more, I'll have to buy another bottle of maple syrup, and that's expensive. And I just don't like it. It takes up a ton of room in my fridge, so I just don't like keeping it around. Although somebody told me you don't have to fridge maple syrup, but I'm not so sure about that. Oh, you have a grocery outlet in Pennsylvania. I guess they're really expanding. That's awesome. Hey, Charlene. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining in. I probably am not going to be on for too much longer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that venison for meatloaf may not be the best thing unless you add something else to it, right? I was doing a ton of chili for a while. It was kind of my it was just the thing. Instead of burritos, I was doing chili, and that venison was working out really good in that. Oh, thank you, Ruth. It's nice of you to say. Oh, they're not in the southeast yet? Okay. Yeah. I guess they're trying to expand. I think if you've been to a grocery outlet, you like them. But for those of you that don't have a grocery outlet, you have no idea what we're talking about. It's just an incredible store. I actually like grocery outlet better than Trader Joe's now. That's how much I like grocery outlet. Crunchy bacon in your tacos. That actually sounds good, even though I'm staying away from pork lately. That actually sounds kind of enticing. Oh, you have a grocery outlet in Newport. Okay. Huh. No, I don't eat at IKEA, Vonda. I get sick as a dog if I eat anything there at all. I used to be able to eat there once in a while and just not feel so great after I ate, but now I just cannot eat anything at all there. That Karen, it's been going in my head. It's been rattling around in my head too, since somebody mentioned it earlier. Yeah, I like Sprouts. I really like Sprouts. I actually just recently signed up for their card thing, their membership thing, kind of whatever. Um, I didn't know it was a thing, and then a friend of mine was like, "You got to sign up." So I downloaded the app on my phone, and now I get the emails with all the stuff. But I'm not always around them, or sometimes they're very very far away from where I am. But I do like Sprouts for stuff. Tillamook Seaside and Gear. Oh, actually, I think I did go to one in Tillamook when I was going south. That I remember. I think it was a newer store, wasn't it? Were you in Issaquah, Patty? Cool. Well, you don't have Sprouts, but you've got what's that gorgeous co-op there that everybody goes to? Now I can't remember the name of it. That store is just incredible. Skyway. I don't know where Skyway is. Well, thanks, Terry. Thanks for stopping in. Not really into the Phoenix area anymore. I really enjoyed Arizona. If you saw some of my videos from Arizona, that wasn't last year, but the year before. Just really enjoyed Arizona, but I'm just really not interested in being in the desert anymore. PCC, there you go. Um, I'm just not interested in being in the desert anymore. I have friends in Phoenix too, but uh, it'd be a nice thing to go see them, but I'm just desert is not enticing. Yeah, PCC, that's an amazing store that I have to stay out of if I'm in the Seattle area because it is outrageously expensive, but they just have such great stuff in there. I didn't know Grocery Outlet had an app. Interesting. Maybe I should look at that. I don't like having apps for stores, but I got the one for Sprouts. Although I don't think I'm anywhere near a Sprouts at the moment. I could be wrong, but I'll look for the Grocery Outlet app. I didn't know they had one. I usually just, what I normally do before I go shopping is I go to Google Maps and I pull up the store that I'm near. And then if you scroll down, you can hit to take you to their website and it'll give you the store's flyers from that area. Um, I just find that's the easiest way for me to do it because if I'm not near a grocery outlet, I'm going to do it with whatever store I'm closest to. So that's kind of how I do that. That's why I don't really care for I don't really like the Sprouts app. I would much prefer to just do it the old way that I do it. I'm not even sure if I really need the Sprouts app on my phone. Why am I pointing over there? I'm looking at my phone over here. Oh, you worked at the original PCC, huh? Such a great store. Well, there's a lot of Seattle people here. We just call you Seattle here, right? You know that. Yeah, I don't like going out of my way either. That's why I usually check the store before I head out there, unless I'm driving by. I stopped at the grocery outlet in Tillamook that we were just talking about, just because I was driving and there it was. So I just stopped. I don't think I really needed anything, but I went in, or maybe I wanted chips or something. But it's kind of a nice place. Just I stop, I make a cup of coffee, I get back on the road and go. Issaquah Highlands. I don't know what that is. Well, thanks for stopping in, Darlene. I'm getting hungry too, yeah. Well, thank you, Ms. P. I appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Cindy. The West Coast, the best coast, I say. Although, if you really like the East Coast, I guess you could say the East Coast is the best coast, but it doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well. Golf. All right, Charlene. Excellent. Good hockey town. Well, I'm getting a little cross-eyed as you could probably tell, so we should probably call it a day. I've been on here for over 100 minutes. It's a long time. I was just going to get on for a little while, probably running out of battery too. Um, Definitely running out of coffee. Well, hope you're having a good Cinco de Mayo in Texas there, Kim. Thank you. And thank you for everybody that stopped in. And I try to do these now and then. I don't always have the service to do it. I'm actually surprised I had enough service. I There really isn't good enough service on my phone, but for some reason this worked, so I'm happy it did. So hey dude, I hope your brewing is going good, and I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you there, brewer. All right, well, we will see you all next time. Thank you all for popping in and chatting, and I hope you all have a great weekend. I do have a video coming out tomorrow. It's not a vlog, but I hope you will watch it. I'm not sure when I'll make it live, but it will be up tomorrow. So milestone video, I'll just put it that way. So hopefully you get a chance to watch it and help other people watch it. So thanks everybody. I appreciate it, and have a great weekend.